I don't think even Angela Rayner could quite believe the question being posed to her is serious. During Parliament today, Craig Smith wanted to know about the National Trust and why they're having lots of properties left open, creating ghost towns. Essentially, the question is them asking them to relax the rules because we need to make sure that we've got enough properties for people to rent. But a quick Google search shows exactly why they're empty. And the simple factor is they're not maintaining them and whacking up the rent to price people out of the market. Yet when Angela Rayner gives her obvious reasons why people want to be safe in their homes, they seem to double down on the position of not wanting safe houses because it's just getting people under a roof is more important to them than actually caring if the roof falls down on top of them. It's madness. So here's both questions and what I think is probably the perfect response to them.
Craig Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Late last year, Bradnam Parish Council in my constituency contacted me, very concerned that the National Trust, who own a number of rental properties in the village, a very high number, are now leaving them empty and not putting new tenants in to avoid the burdens that this government is placing on landlords. So will the Secretary of State agree with me that there is a balance to be struck here? And what advice can she actually give areas like Bradnam, who are now facing being an empty village?
Well, this action, and we'll make sure that empty homes are brought back into use. And we make no apologies, Mr. Speaker, for asking that homes are of a decent and safe standard. People should be able to live in their homes without the risk of hazards that are dangerous to their health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We need a steady supply of affordable homes and also homes in the private rented sector. And further to my honourable friend's earlier question, it's easy to sound morally righteous while you demand ever higher standards. But if you wreck the private housing market, ultimately it will be the tenants who pay. So how can the Secretary of State answer the question of my honourable friend now and tell us how she will ensure that the private rented sector remains investable so that tenants have somewhere to live?
Secretary of State.
I'd say to the honourable gentleman, there has to be a balance struck. People need homes that are safe. Is the honourable gentleman saying they don't want to provide a decent homes, Mr. Speaker, a decent standard? Because I believe a majority of landlords provide that decent home standard, and there's those few that don't, and where they don't, they need to be held accountable.
I know the Tories were absolutely awful when they're in power, but at some point you would have think they just need to stop and think about what they're saying, because what they're doing right now is just making themselves look like fools. Over the past weekend, they've made themselves look completely unelectable to quite a substantial amount of the population. So that video's on screen now. Go watch that next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.